You know, keeping my kids in the backyard for the rest of their lives is not conducive to living a good life. Of course, I like to go to the park, but, you know, in the front yard, we'd like to have people that keep the speed limits at least. They don't have to do, you know, 15 or 20 miles an hour, which is the speed limit is 25, or 30 miles an hour, but just, you know, going 55 miles an hour, and it's a little bit unbecoming for having a safe place. Even for Mr. Stark, when he gets into his car, it's very hard for him to watch out for the cars. They come so fast. I'm not sure what you can do about that. Maybe put some temporary speed bumps in, see how that goes, but it is a concern. You know, we all like to be safe in our neighborhoods. And even myself, when I drive down my street, I'm driving 20 miles an hour. I notice near the top of the street, there are young children there as well that are around near the cars, so you have to watch out for them. And everybody has to be safe for the children, you know, as the signs say, in folcroft we love children. We don't want any other incidences to happen. And no matter how old the children are, whether they're 2 years old, 3 years old, or 18, they're still children, and need to be watched out for with, you know, vehicles that move down the street at a high rate of speed. Number 3 is the gentleman, sir, you're Mr. Jason McCullen? McQuiggan, excuse me. You mentioned about the unbecoming and unwanted pets around, like possums and raccoons. And I've called the borough many, many times. I've never been to a folcroft borough meeting, but I have called the 522-1305 number, talked to Tony and the persons down there. They're used to me by now. People don't really put out their trash in the summertime. They don't, in the summertime especially. In the wintertime it can go, but in the summertime when the temperature reaches a high temperature, of course, you get a lot of trash that's fermenting and getting old and nasty. And no one likes to have a possum meet you at your door. One time I came into the back and I'm getting out of my car, working nights as hell, you know, 2 to 10 shift, so, you know, we'll have to have shift work sometimes. But when you come home and you're met by a possum, and he's looking at you like, I'm the person that should run away, that's the problem. And I think that some people have moved away since that time, but it is a problem in the summertime especially because of health factors. You don't want to have possums, you don't want to have raccoons, you don't want to have squirrels going through the trash. I've had to replace wires on my car 3 times now because of squirrels getting into the wiring harnesses. And thank goodness I had a warranty on it to replace it. This is good for State Farm. But for the people that don't have those things, they need to be rid of those squirrels. I love squirrels, but I don't like them when they eat my car. And I think that, you know, feeding them and leaving trash out in the summertime especially needs to be addressed before it gets to be the point where it's too late, where the possums are there and the badgers are there and they live under the sheds and they feed off the trash from the neighbors. That needs to be addressed as well.
Just to that point, I have a house that backs up to the woods, and if you do have possum problems, I actually had them. And I mean, I took out my trash religiously, but I would still get them just because, you know, my proximity to the woods. I called animal control, and they actually did come out and set cages up, humane cages, for these things to go in. They get in, the cage comes down, they come back and collect them once they're full. Give them a call, see if they could possibly help with possums. They came out for me and it worked. Got rid of the problem. Unfortunately, that was one possum. There's been others since then. But I mean, it is a problem. But they might be able to help you if you give them animal control a call.
Yeah,
I can give you that number if you'd like.
Okay, I have given them a call once in a while, but they have never really set traps. I just tell them where the badgers
are. Super friendly. I mean, they were out within like two days, and they set the traps. They set 3 traps up in the yard actually, and it was, you know, I mean, I don't know what they would do with the alleyway because I mean, I bet you could fill that trap up in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But I mean, give them a call, see what they might say.
That's an opportunity. I may do that. Thank you.
Plus, I believe his neighbors don't have trash cans.
A lot of the folks, yeah, a lot of folks don't have the trash cans, and then they put their trash bags on the street, and then of course that's where they go. They love to let the trash into the trash. They can smell the food right through it.
Sure.
So, but you know, that's one of the things. People having trash cans is one thing. Having you know, and then having making sure that they're out at the right time. They don't let them sit there, and then the trash man goes by. And Carmen knows. She's sick of hearing me, I'm sure. When they go by, you let them, the trash sits there for another week, and by that time, in 90-degree weather, it's festering. You know, and no one likes to go in the back. You go in the back of the alleyway, and you just get a whiff of this smelling trash, and it's not really fun.
So just a question. This is silly. So when they're going down the back alley, basically they have to move the trash 5
Yeah,
feet
to the driveway.
out to the driveway, right?
Right.
But a lot of people don't know that.
They don't know it, or
They
they
don't
just
know
don't do it?
They don't
I
know.
think they don't know or get
They don't know that they
don't
don't want to do it.
Well, the last person that was there, they lived there for approximately 5 or 6 years.
They're out now, right?
They're out now, and since that time, we haven't had a problem with trash, thank goodness. But every single day, I would call Tony, I call Carmen, they know who I am, and they're sick of hearing me. I want to be liked around the neighborhood, I don't want to be disliked for complaining all the time. But anyway, yeah, it's a problem, especially during the summer months. And a lot of people that, don't own their homes, sometimes they don't really care as much as people who do own their homes. And the people who do own their homes have to make their voices known to let them know that they want a nice neighborhood. I think that's all I have. So thank you for your time for listening.
Thanks a lot.
Really, ordinance that you have to have a trash can?
Yes, yes,
You do?
yes.
You get a fine if they have paid that.
The trash
Citations went out for
man
people
destroyed
that-
them. That's what the problem is.
I know, I have,
Yeah,
mine
the trash
are-
man completely destroyed them, and they're so expensive to replace.
They're about $30 at Walmart. You can get the real good ones with the tops for $30. But it's not really a lot. But there should be, whoever doesn't have this nice trash can, they don't have anything, it's nice to let them know as an ordinance, they should have in a trash can, something.
Yeah,
Richard Stark from Bennington. Richard Stark.
Oh, I'm here, I keep the list council meeting. I tried that scooter down the driveway. Before the meeting, I felt twice. From last meeting to this meeting, I felt one time again. So I wondered, how did you guys ever call it that driveway? I think you can't go, protection Redwood and School East. What can you guys get a general contractor to do the driveways? Then put the price on the residents.
You could look into something like that. Actually, I live on Woodland Avenue. Our driveway is used as a street because folcroft Bridge is out. And we've all been talking, if everybody put in a little bit,
Yeah,
we would get it all done.
yeah, I'll
because it's a
done it
mess.
once and I will
Yeah.
be cheaper.
My only concern with doing that is, the borough is broken up into 2 sections. And the 2 sections are those with driveways and those without driveways. And I can assure you that the problem is if we get in the business of repairing driveways and try to spread it out all over the borough, people without driveways are going to line up around the block wondering why we're taxing them to fix driveways.
I'm saying you get a general contractor.
It's not saying
Whatever.
to tax everybody, just to take each driveway.
That,
We would have to
Like that.
petition each street
yeah,
in order to do that.
the people
I
that
just break it up. If there's 20 houses,
We've been this route the last 10 years, that driveway is yours, it is in your deed, and you are responsible.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but what you do is, if you get a petition and majority rules, if the majority of the people want the driveway repaired, then the general contractor goes, gives the price, you break it down to the 20 houses, and each house is assessed that amount of money. And then there's no cost to the borough. I'm sorry?
I just worry about some of us are employed and can't afford it.
That's what I mean, it's not gonna work, it's private property, it's your property, you can't force somebody to.
It's also in the deed of your home that
Exactly.
when you sell at settlement, when you sign, it's part of
My
your lot.
question is, Mr. Hussler said there was a lot of coming and going. Is that like the coming and going, are they rental properties of coming and going? So,
Yes, they are. I think that some of them are Rappa homes. When the time that I moved in there in 1997,
okay.
the time that I moved in there in
So
1997,
this is more of a code issue with our code inspector.
it
we
may
need
be
to start
possible, yes.
saying
The code inspector was the person who inspected our driveway when we bought the house in 2006. And that
That's what I'm
person,
saying, instead of having the code enforcer, maybe we need to go a step above.
No, that was the inspector for UNO, that's what, when you buy your house, the inspector goes out.
Right,
And that's what happened, the inspector went out and made him do his
but
work.
with rental properties, is the driveway part of the inspection on rental properties?
Absolutely.
So all these rental properties have coming and going every year, why aren't those landlords being,
They are, they're all in court.
so then we should put liens on their property, right?
Or bring them in on a warrant.
I had an idea
That's the way
last
we did
year.
it before.
You know what, we didn't do it because it's a little bit off the wall, but my idea was anytime you have situations like this, if people get cited, they don't pay, and they're still renting out properties in here, send them a letter to report in front of council, in front of everyone, so that everyone has to see their face. Now, they may not have to come, but you know what, if they do show up, then they gotta explain to everyone else why they have these rental properties that they don't take care of, while they're living down the shore, or they're living in Virginia Beach, or whatever. I say we
Actually,
send
they should be
them
able to
out.
rent a house without a completing UNO, which includes the driveway.
Yes, I agree with that, yeah, because there have been changes over. Now, I talked with the person who owned the house, one of them, and he's doing repairs on the inside, but the outside has not changed. There's still lots of stones, there's so many rocks in the back that the whole driveway are just pebbles. And so they're not really repairing that, they're just letting it sit the way it is. It's sort of like being grandfathered in, quote unquote. And that's what I feel that the corner
So
lot.
we need to look at our ordinance and change our ordinance that in order to do your yearly rental, you need to comply, just like when you're selling a house.
It should be a condition of the sale.
The inspector needs to find out why it's not legal.
Because if you had the same inspector from before as mine, I mean, my driveway was not as bad as the driveways were near the end of the driveway in the back. Mine was much, much better. There was not that many problems at all with mine. The problem was down there at the end of the driveway, that was the real problem, but they made me pay mine over anyway, and I didn't understand that reasoning.
I hate to interrupt everyone. Can we just let Mr. Stark finish, because he's been standing for a couple minutes, just so he can get his thought out?
No, I
I apologize.
it's like the use of cold backs, you have to have the barrel tail drive. That cold back does not at all. It lasts for 2 months.
Because they're not putting it in properly.
It's all pebbles again. So actually, yeah, I would rather see a general contractor come down the street, down the alleyway, do the alleyway, and charge the people living. And if people don't want to get done, I fall again, I'll sue the owners. Or do I sue the borough? Either one.
Sue the owners.
Sue the
I mean,
owners.
it's not,
Good answer, They're paying attention either way.
it's not our property, so by rights you would have to sue the owner. That's why they have homeowners insurance.
Right.
And that's why you can never do the driveways. Because they would sue the borough.
We'll work on something, Mr. Stark. There's got to be a good reason.
Good
We've
job.
got to find a good answer,
Thank you.
good solution. Johnny Furia.
Before I get into my part, when you want to do the driveway, the whole block, 100% of the people have to say yeah, well, you ain't got it done. Because we had it, and we had 1, 2, 3 missing, and then patched and horrible. But they eventually did it because they felt like allocated. So you need 100% of the people. I know a couple years ago, you got, I don't know who, but they started taking the people for the curb, out from your curb. You had to get redone. Then if you had a pothole in the back of your driveway, you got a citation saying you had a certain amount of days to fill it in. 'Cause I had to fill that damn pothole.
It's 30 days. I had a pothole last year and I filled it in.
I had to fill it,
Flattened it out.
I had to take time out to fill a pothole that was not really on my property, but I got it, but I feel it. And just start tipping people. It's simple.
I'd like to say something about that. I mean, Joe Papaletta, code enforcer for our folcroft, took over where Carmen left off. The biggest problem that you have with the potholes back there in the driveways, there's 4 layers of blacktop on some of those driveways back there. On the bottom, the original was concrete. I've worn driveways that looked like they got hit by 102 howitzer shells. Big, huge, and I saw the layers of blacktop. To do the driveways right, they have to be milled off and smoothed out and evened out so the flow of water could flow a certain way so that the water doesn't sit there to kill them in the winter. That's what really kills them. That takes a lot of money. Now, I'm going to get the job done behind my house, and I'm going to get it milled off, and it's going to cost me X amount of dollars. I'm not going to say what it is. I mean, I put $600. That's what it's going to cost me. I'm going to have it milled out. I'm going to have it smoothed the right way. The street corner, which faces my back driveway, had theirs done last year, and all they did was put a piece of blacktop on top of it. Now it's raised about that high, higher than mine. When it rains, all the water goes in my driveway. But that doesn't bother me because it dries up. The problem is, everyone that gets their driveway done like that has this big, thick part. Then the neighbor next door doesn't do it. That water flows on your driveway, sits there, eats it up, and it creates a pothole. Now he needs to get his driveway done thoroughly. Not just fill a pothole, he needs to get it done thoroughly. He's got to get it milled out, and he's got to get it done right. Most of these blacktop people that are coming are just putting a thin layer of blacktop over the driveway, falling apart in about 2 years. Starts cracking up like spider webs, and you get something that looks like the face of the moon. And it's not being done right. I don't know how you can encourage the contractors to come down and do it right. And I don't know how you can force the people to spend $600 to do the driveway if they don't have the money. That's the biggest problem. Now, there's a way to do it if you want to do it, but that's still controversial because the driveways are private. Now, you can take a whole block or two. Say you can take the back of Heather, or you can take the back of Edwards, where I live. And then you could assess those people, just that block, for that 1 year, a certain amount of money that's going to cost to fix that driveway. You would assess it in their taxes. They would pay for that 1 year the cost that it would fix their driveway. That would be the one-time shot for them. Then you go to another street, and street by street. Instead of charging everybody a higher tax to fix the driveway, just go street by street. That might work, but I don't know. I don't know what the law would be behind or how that would work. But it is a big problem. These people have legitimate rights. I've seen them. I've written 400 driveway letters that want to go out at the end of April. We're giving people 45 days to fix their driveway. If they don't, I'm sorry to say, they're going to be cited every day. I'm going to go to every one of those spots that got cited with the letter, and if they don't fix it, I'm going to cite it every other day. You got 48 hours to fix your citation. You get a ticket, you got 48 hours to pay it. If you don't pay it, you're going to get another. I'm going to have to do it that way. Now, people aren't going to like that. They're going to be very angry. But maybe it might be the only way to fix the pothole. You fix the pothole, but it's not fixing the problem. Because the driveway is going to kind of look like the face of the moon. And you're still going to have the same problem. So there must be some other solution besides just making people fix the pothole. You know, when the contractor comes down, he's got to do it right. You can't just throw blacktop over the top of the surface that's already bad. It's just going to break up in 2 years anyway. You know, that's what I observe. Now, I'm not an engineer, but I see that something has to be done other than just filling up potholes. And you know, as a standpoint as being a code enforcer, you know, and guess what? I will enforce the code. If they don't fix it, if they don't fix the pothole, I'll write the ticket. I'll give them the summons. They're going to get the, you know, they're going to go to court. But it's really not going to solve the problem at all. There has to be some kind of plan to fix it. And at this point, no one knows what to do. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to add that?
So what you're saying is if you fix the pothole, you're fine. But each time it gets up again, it's
that pothole gets fixed in the following year, it's going to be a hole.
Right.
So it's, you're remedying the problem like temporarily, but you're not really solving the whole problem for a length of time. I'll tell you what, I got my driveway done about 20 years ago. I convinced the whole block to get done, Edwards Road, back to Edwards Road.
Well, see, we're.
It took me a hard time to get the people to get to do it, but I got it done.
You know where we are, we have, it's
Hard.
ground.
Well, see, that's the difference now.
Owners.
Back 20 years ago, everybody owned their house. Now today, you go down the block, you might have like 10 renters. And now you have to chase the landlord around and the property owner to convince him to go along with everybody else on the block and fix the driveway. So that driveway that got repaired 20 years ago lasted 20 years. But I had to patch it. I had to put I had to be blacktop and put I had to fix the potholes. I had to put that surface cover on it, it should be the blacktop and the can, that rubberized, almost like a roofing cement that goes over it, you have to surface it. But it lasted 20 years. Like, I got 20 years and I'm satisfied. I live here, I'm an owner, I know that that's my property, I'm responsible for that, I'm gonna get it fixed. But not everybody's in the same position as I am to do it. So, I don't know what the answer is.
See, I look at it a little bit different than you guys do when you say renter, owner, renter. My thing is, if you cite someone who rents property more than once, and you gotta send them multiple letters, I think you should be able to revoke their license to rent the house. See, people who own the house, they're using that as a place to live. Renters are using it as a source of income. They shouldn't be a blight on the community at all. So, I mean, maybe that's another thing we can look into. If their driveways are all messed up, we're sending them letters.
Do we cite the renter or do we cite the landlord? We cite the landlord. Then they don't get their UNO renewed.
That's it. I think that's the solution.
Because see, you can't cite the renter because it's not his
Right, I
property.
understand.
You have to cite the person who owns the property because that's their property.
And they're obviously making money off of the house. They wouldn't rent it. So they're making money off the floor, but then messing up his car as he's trying to drive down. So
Now
that's something to look into. If they don't want to take care of their houses around here anymore, then they can't rent it. They'll be vacant.
But now you're
Have an awful lot of empty desks.
Okay, can we get off the driveways?
Yeah, sure.
John, are you finished?
No, I didn't
Okay. We need to get
I was reading the site here, I got this Easter egg hunt and snack bar. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with it. I just want some answers. I don't know what the hell is going on with it, but was the snack bar open? And you guys selling stuff? Or I'm just trying to figure out, the girls club is down there.
I don't think the borough wasn't selling things.
No, it was the Girls Club raising money.
The Girls Club raising money for girls.
At the Easter egg one?
Yeah, they had
practice.
they had practice
That's why it
that
was
day,
open.
and it was open, and it was a good thing, because I drank a lot of hot chocolate, it was freezing.
I'm just asking because it was a borough event, they had practice, why weren't we invited? So it's been like the horse candy stand. It's a borough event.
Everybody was invited, it was on the website, it was on TV.
I know that. I know that we're invited, but why weren't we invited to open like a little candy stand? We had leftover stuff from football, and then we had the young in the baseball looking at that expires, and we're going to buy stuff again. So why weren't we invited to like open up a candy stand? We opened up baked goods at the football games for the girls club.
We didn't invite them to be
They
there.
were there.
That was their scheduled day to have practice, so we didn't invite them there, they were there.
Kind of looks.
But can they open the snack bar for every practice? It's a conflict of interest, that's what it looks like. Christine, no.
I don't know what happened.
It really looks like.
I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
honestly, she told me they've been opening for every practice. I don't know, I haven't been down there, to
I
be
don't know what
honest.
happened.
You know,
Figure out why we weren't invited. You guys are having practice during an Easter egg hunt, which doesn't make sense either.
Yeah, I believe they had practice before our Easter egg hunt, they were there before us.
they were there.
For it, and then they cut practice, had the Easter egg hunt, and the snack bar. I don't know what happened. So I'm trying to piece it together here.
I didn't think anything of it, I just,
We don't have a lot of people here today. said.
Next year, we'll make it a full community Easter egg hunt in Boys Club.
That's not what it's about, though. That's not what,
Yeah, the clubs aren't supposed to be involved with
you
it.
guys are missing the point here. I'm trying to.
And clubs are, they had practice at the snack bar, John. They were there prior to us being down there. We came down, we set up, we had the Easter egg hunt. There was no, oh my God, here's a way for you to make money. It
I'm
didn't
not
happen like
saying
that, and I don't
You
want
guys
it.
are totally missing the point here. There's not a lot of people here.
I understand.
There's one person representing the Boys Club, and that's me. I'm trying to settle the storm before next week. And that's what you guys are missing. I don't know, I wasn't at the Easter egg hunt. If you guys have practice, open up the snack bar. That's good. Good idea, because people, don't bring drinks anymore like the old days. Raise some money. Help you guys out. But when the Easter egg starts, why is the snack bar still open at a borough event? For 50-some years, the borough and the clubs never had anything to do with each other. As long as I've been here, we never had a borough event where the Boys Club was selling sling shirts, the Girls Club was selling chocolate and stuff. I don't understand. Like, you guys have practice before the Easter egg hunt. It's totally fine. Open the snack bar, raise some money. It's good. Get it back on its feet. But then, when the Easter egg started, why didn't you close the snack bar? Is that what happened? I'm trying to piece together. I don't know the fact that mine was sling out.
I was taking pictures with kids, I wasn't monitoring what was going on over there. I was enjoying what was happening at the
I mean, the kids were running amok and gathering eggs. I wasn't paying attention to the snack bar, so, sorry, I didn't know.
You shouldn't open it up to anything. It should be a borough event. And if you guys want to give stuff away, give stuff away. People that come to the Easter egg hunt, probably don't want to say, all right, I need to spend $1 for hot chocolate. I got to spend $1 for a piece of cake. It's never been like that. Never done anything like that. That's what the whole point is. You got sports, you got the Girls Club, you got the Boys Club, the Girls Club, you get the barrel. The barrel, and they shouldn't even intermingle. So that's all I'm saying. You gotta open up the one. If someone has their sign open, then you gotta open up to the Boys Club. Then you gotta open up to the firehouse. We're all there. Talk profit.
I'm sorry?
Baseball fields.
No, the property line into the driveway.
To second base, actually.
Does it really?
I mean, that's
That's a whole nother connection.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think what John's looking for, Madam President, is just to say that the borough's not, the Girls Club, no one's gonna get involved in the borough.
No, we're not going to, we'll try
I'm not trying to start over with stream hall like I usually do. I'm just saying if we have a bigger problem,
He's trying to stop the
trying to stop the problem. It's like,
Apparently there were birds on Facebook.
Yeah.
Too many
Sports clubs having an event, and
we're all here for
I
fall.
think he's just trying to put.
You got the Boys Club, the Boys Club, you got,
You will.
because not everybody plays softball, not everybody plays baseball, football, basketball, and so on. They go for Easter egg hunt to collect some eggs.
I think what you can tell the Boys Club is that no one will be allowed to do anything at further, borough event.
Peace was made, John.
Okay? Well, good, Brian.
Anna adopted from 1938 Carter Road.
I first want to thank you so much that 1938 Carter or 1940 Carter was cleaned out after 3 years. I'm so excited. If that problem's done and over with, if we could just get moving on the fumigating. Unfortunately, I won't be here for that.
Fumigating, there was no, from what Mr. Cleaver told us, there was no roaches. The only thing that was in there
Water bugs.
was water bugs and fleas, because there was 2 cats in there.
Yes, a dog.
And there's also feces.
But I know when he went to clean out, there was 2 cats in there.
There were.
Okay, I don't know how they survived. I don't know, but.
They ate the roaches. They ate the roaches.
They left the